Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Cold Fire. Please like, share, and subscribe if you want me to channel your specific situations. This is some dark side stuff coming out of what people are doing in order to gain some kind of popularity or to keep somebody in their life as a lover or to make somebody their lover in life. Uh, uh, they're performing demonic rituals, which I don't know if they know or understand. Love spells are just spells, casting spells like dark magic, using something which is so pure. Love is a frequency of perfect communication, and if you're using it for uh, some kind of uh, hold on a minute. Oh God, where did the lid? Okay, it just like literally disappeared. If they, if people are using some kind of magic to forge a frequency of love, where there is already like a general love for existence, the universe speaks in the frequency of love. So it's like manipulating energy, manipulating people's free will if they want to associate with you romantically or not. And casting a love spell is actually forbidden. It's a okay. I've lost the lid. It's actually a forbidden activity. It's actually a curse. It's not a spell. And magic is supposed to bring about harmony, and it's about freeing people from any kind of attachments to any person, place, or thing. There are twin flame hate groups because they're just hating the fact that twin flames are coming into union in spite of several attempts by everyone to separate them, um, manipulate them into uh, um, being suspicious, doubting of their their twin flame journey, their spiritual rank. There's a lot of jealousy going on around twin flame, so they've just become turned into a twin flame hate group all over the world. Hold on a second, let me come back to you on that. And there are a bunch of people who just want to do love spells because they want to be that that person who so many people are attracted to. But again, like I said, it's just manipulation, energy manipulation. There is also a demon going around masquerading as the Archangel Michael, which is the guardian angel for twin flames, just masquerading as that. And these people are basically deprived of any kind of brain cells. They're possibly sharing a half a brain cell amongst like 50 million people on the planet. Um, so that's we are being asked by the Seraphim to speak up about and clear out as they are sending you spirit guides to bring about the new age, the post-apocalyptic utopia that we've all been praying for, the ultimate happily ever after on planet Earth, finally here, as we ascended out of and graduated out of karma permanently. Karmic energies are in a post retirement phase. That's why they're kind of acting out. Demonic entities can no longer make any kind of deals with anyone of the for human souls. And the karmics, like who were given the whose soul's journey has been basically to kind of work with crossroads demons. They're suddenly finding themselves purposeless and bitter, and nobody wants to talk to them because they don't, and now they're not allowed to or capable of doing any crossroad demon deals. So, and love spells and beauty spells are just now just a term that these demonic entities are using, that you but they are just making people do their bidding. And it's demons want to attack twin flames, the twin flame collective, the newly initiated, especially the older ones, are still, everyone, like all the entire twin flame collective, old, intermediate, or relatively new, all are really suffering because these demonic entities are no longer getting a chance to, or the access at all to twin flames. So they're working overtime in recruiting human beings who would cast spells, make objects under the name of love spells and beauty spells, and hopefully get access to or attack um, twin flames. Um, Two of Pentacles. This is a limbo spell that is coming out, like putting somebody in a limbo, keeping them um, keeping them in a place of challenge, continuous challenge when it comes to life, creating obstacles, make in their success. Um, the Three of Cups, like there's a trio of witches and witch coven, warlock covens, who just possibly succeeded in casting a time loop spell. They successfully attempted casting a time loop spell. Let's see what's that about. A time loop spell, like creating a nostalgia spell to, but that attempt got sabotaged. They basically self sabotage. Like they got identified by Archangel Michael. God, and that attempt was blocked off by somebody, by Hades himself, the god of the underworld. Blocked it off because he wanted to protect the divine feminine collective, because the divine collective, feminine collective, has been actually working really hard, focusing on their creative projects, passion projects. Yes, there is this person, this practitioner that came up. So in the previous reading, it came up as somebody who knew how to detect a love spell work, energy manipulation done through a love spells. But now this is showing up as somebody who attempted to do a love spell on divine feminine, as the people who attempted to do a love spell on a divine feminine, and that triggered something in the hearts of like a pure detox process within masculines. The divine masculine collective kind of purged something because the love spell was cast on the feminine. The divine masculines also felt it. And this is a collective, right? It was a collective effect. So these people might have targeted like a few divine feminine, these player type people, these young people who wanted to they knew they know divine feminines, and those divine feminines have been so steady or and in their faith of who the divine masculine is, and they are divine feminines never really fell for any of these tactics, and they have always been caring and nurturing towards these player type people, these people who want to just uh, just want to do the love spell enough to have a story to possibly they've been boasting and lying about the fact that they've hooked up with the divine feminine several times, and they made up some kind of stories like player stories around divine feminine, and they cast a love spell on the divine feminine to show to several times, and it backfired, or it didn't. It just got diffused and dissolved, and it never worked. And like they are refusing to believe that the divine feminines are uninterested in them, and they are not only because they have found the divine masculine. It's just like they always knew that. uh so it's like their egos hurt, and they're also getting caught in their lies, and that they spoke about the divine feminine having feelings for them, or having or finding them attractive and things like that, or they genuinely just want to get it on with the divine feminine, and they desperately want divine feminine, and then they keep casting these love spells, and that sort of purged some like that love spell uh, didn't definitely dissolved in the energy field of the divine feminine, but it kind of triggered um, the purge of some toxicity within the divine masculine. The toxicity that the divine masculine has been trying to purge from his experience is in the dark night of the soul, the trauma, the trauma of going through the dark night of the soul, reaching the deepest, darkest shadows of uh, uh, of self. Right. So yeah. Um, the practitioner that they've hired, or somebody who has become a practitioner because they've attempted doing love spells on the divine feminine so many times. Now they are no longer getting paid. They're no longer getting paid, and I knew this combination was coming up: the Knight of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. They're no longer getting paid. The money has been stopped. Like this person who was attempting to do love spells on divine feminine, um, they knew how to cast a spell, but it wasn't working on divine feminines. Maybe it was working on other feminines who were not of the divine collective, or star seeds, or were 144,000, or the creative collective. The other feminines, other low vibing feminines, were it worked on them several times, so they might have become a practitioner, or they might have started peddling their skills. They might have become a peddler, like, hey, I know how to cast a love spell on feminines and females especially. But now, like, that is backfiring on them, because that is energy manipulation, and you're manipulating somebody else's free will. even if they were anyways willing or unwilling to be with the person, like casting a love spell and manipulating somebody's energy, even if they were bad souls, uh toxic souls. Just it's energy manipulation, and energy doesn't understand uh person's intentions, motivations, or any of that thing. It just understands when it's being manipulated, and then their money is running low. They're being asked to they're being asked for their money back because that love spell is wearing off, and those females and feminines are coming out of a trance, and the bad souls are become, after the love spell is lifted off, they're possibly like, in it for the money and screaming and yelling at them to like give them money for like buying things and stuff like that. So people have lost a lot of money, and then they're going to this these people who were who are peddling their abilities of casting a love spell for their money back, and like, like shaming them for getting them stuck with these people. The Divine Feminine collector is very vocal now. His throat chakra cleansings happened, and so she's very vocal about who is it that she loves and who it is, and she's cut everyone out. She's possibly like put a logical argument and a stopper to this, like, her throat chakra, like, there's something about her speaking up, like, say there's divine feminines who are speaking out loud, and these people who are overhearing, and if they've cast money, they've probably like forged a telepathic connection with the divine feminine. And even in the telepathic communication, like, she's doing this subconsciously, and it's continuous, like, back off, all of you people, like, who are trying to connect with my mind is shut off to anybody, possibly even divine masculine, like, I'm unexpecting, I'm sending back any kind of attempts at telepathic communication from whoever it is. My mind is a sacred place. This is what I hear divine feminine saying. My mind is a sacred place, and it's a creative space for my own work. It's not to communicate with anyone, um, possibly not even divine masculine. But yes, divine masculine has suddenly, because the a spell was cast on a few divine feminines. The entire collective has been vocally shutting down their telepathic channels with everyone, and so that spell has like triggered like a purging of toxicity. So even the divine masculines have been cut off telepathically by the divine feminines, because they understood, like, they're getting psychic attacks from people, so they've shut it off. They've shut it off completely, and like but but the love spells kind of hit energetically. It's like an energy bomb, uh, which triggered. It's just a love spell, so it's a heart chakra spell, like, but since it was controlled, it that information turned into a cleansing spell for the divine masculines heart chakra and opening, and they realize that they do feel at home now within their body, mind, and their soul has found a home, because the heart chakra just purged all the trauma and toxicity. There was this time loop spell that was cast, was actually a death spell to get somebody stuck into nostalgia, and then strike a death spell on them, which was blocked, like I said, which was blocked by the Archangel Michael, and it has it has uh it has gone back to the group of people who cast that spell. It started off as a time loop spell to get people stuck in a time loop, a nostalgic time loop, right? Of the past. Six is a past, right? A time loop. It was attempted by a large group of people. It was attempted by a large group of people, but that spell was stopped, interfered with, hacked down, and they got stuck in a time loop. Uh, Instead, while they were casting that spell, right halfway through the spell, they got stuck in a time loop, in a limbo. And to get out of that limbo, to break out of that limbo, they end up casting a death spell, which, because they were stuck in a time loop, they were stuck in a limbo, uh, what turned into a self detonate button. So the death spell also reversed back onto them. Five of Swords. Um, yes, it was definitely a, a star seed. A star seed. I'm getting a very powerful energy, a very strong and assertive energy over here that is holding the sword of Archangel Michael. A very, very powerful star seed, and not incarnated here on Earth, but here, like the watchful guardian in the sky. It's recording. It may be a star seed satellite, like the star seeds come from different galaxies, right? So the Galactic Federation, from where this powerful star seed, or let's say all the galactic federations of all the different kinds of star seeds that are here, they have these satellites that look like stars, right? Satellites look like stars in the sky. They are there to watch over their own star seeds, whatever come from their own galaxies, right? So these ships are there, these satellites where, and as soon as any spell work is attempted on a star seed, it is deactivated, and it gets deactivation, essentially gets, which means it goes back to the one who is casting the spell. um it's encoded in like this kind of connection with their spaceships and satellites, is encoded within the DNA of a star seed incarnated here on planet Earth. So they might so it's that technology of star seeds that coming up here that is protecting the star seeds against any kind of spell work that is being cast on them. A 6-6 here, harmony and balance, like, yeah, it did put them in a time loop where they were confident that it worked, because they might have attempted this on a non-star seed or just a common person, and it might have worked. So they as soon as they cast a spell, the time loop spell, halfway through, they got stuck in, they didn't realize that it was a defense mechanism uh, on the star seed that was there. Like, they might have cast it on somebody who was connected to a star seed, right? Who's connected to a star seed, or the star seed is watching over, like, the community in general, and all the spells that are being cast on there. So a time loop spell, if it's being cast on somebody in the community, it will affect the community, right? So star seeds kind of sense that, and it must have tingled their starseed senses, like um, protective senses. They must have sensed that spell, that time loop spell, and they uh, we probably didn't understand that it was a time loop spell because it was not directed towards us. But then we just activated the protective technology that comes from the sky from for us, and that must have identified who is casting this spell or where this negative energy is coming from, and it was reversed onto them. That's why they didn't recognize that the time loop had reversed back on them. So they thought they were still successful, and then they um towards the last step, towards the last three steps, they must have noticed that the spell is not actually not working, because they must have seen the person that they're casting a spell on, or it could possibly be a star seed that they were casting a spell on. They saw the star seed or the other person, right? Just walking by like nobody, like nothing happened, completely detached energetically. The starseed was completely detached, and the person was detached from the nostalgia effect of the time loop. And then they must have realized that, okay, like, okay, these last three steps are not working out, and um they attempted they switched the last three steps to incorporate a death spell, because they saw that the resistance or the protective shield or the ability to protect oneself was very strong. But what they didn't understand, that it would the defense mechanisms of the star seed collective were alerted, and this death spell got registered by by other satellites and ships. Like, some footage got put up there, like evidence got put up there in another satellite. Yes, and it got kind of broadcast. This ritual of this time loop got and death spell got broadcast, and the names that the death spell that was being cast on, and this limbo time loop that was being cast on, all of that came out in the open, and who was casting it came out in the open, because you got to give names, right, when casting the spell. All of that came out, like, and it's registered in like the uh it's registered information. It was heard, it was picked up by devices, very high technology devices, satellites, starseed spaceships, satellites, like, protecting star seeds, all of that. Like, it was just picked up, and it kind of got broadcast. It got broadcast on, like, maybe it went viral. It definitely went viral, like on, probably like social media groups, like messengers and things like that, WhatsApp messengers, or um social media platform messengers, or some forums that are charting like satellite activities, starseed activities, like these research groups and things like that. And like the forums and messengers is like getting this information just went viral, of all of these people who were trying who had been casting like time loop spells of nostalgia, getting people stuck in nostalgia. And once they're stuck in nostalgia, like, and casting death spells on them, um, once they couldn't get people stuck in nostalgia, because we there is no mechanism to go back, because we were our past was in the karmic template, and since the karmic template has ended completely, there's no it's impossible for us to go back or be stuck in nostalgia energetically whatsoever. uh, and that will definitely result in like being thrown back into the source code, that is the like where you come from. You come from the stars. You're made out of stardust. So even the time loop like might have temporarily sent the soul's consciousness in the vicinity to their star origins, or to source, to God source, to divinity, and God has stepped down to protect them. And they had like this the defense mechanisms of the divine collective and the star seeds, even if these were normal human people, like a normal people, right? Whoever this time loop was cast on. And definitely a lot of death spells out of jealousy were attempted at the same time, possibly by other people. And all of these occult rituals just came out into the open. And these people who were just casting love spells on divine feminines to gain popularity, or to get them to sleep with them, or get them to attempt get them to express their love for them, or their attraction to them. Uh, all of that also got exposed, maybe because this person, these people who were trying to cast love spells on divine feminine and it didn't work. They just went they complained about it. No, obviously, their voice was heard trying to cast a spell on someone and it not working. And or the practitioner who was casting a spell, like it not working, and then them not getting paid, and those exchanges, those messages, and all, like all of that all of that information just has come out into the open. And a lot of investigators, people who have been investigating this black magic, occult, and ritual, there are these forums, there are these many tarot readers are picking up on this. So I am for sure, I know there are many small and large groups. And this is also like targeted individual people who have been targeted by government and authorities, because they will not bend down. They look into the all of these things, and they know. And they have these groups, and they have these people that they're always on the lookout for fishy dark stuff like this. They have gotten all of this information, like as a part of their research, like suddenly, like there's a sudden surge of it, like right now, like since the past 3 or 4 hours, like even uh, uh, 33 as I say that, because a massive attack was planned on the divine collective, especially the divine feminines. Like a love spell was cast on the divine feminine, and the divine counterparts both have a divine masculine and the divine feminine polarity. So they are also all everybody in the divine collective is part of the divine feminine collective. Right, so it was attempted on the entire divine collective. The star seeds picked up on it. The star seeds were attacked, and even normal, like humanity in general, the world card with the two with this time loop spell. They tried to put the entire world in a time loop spell because of the number of people who did this. Like first of all, to cast a time loop spell, it needs a what I am getting, and listen, I'm channeling all these messages. Like this is all like alien information to me. It is so absurd. It's not even alien. It's like um I'm trying to suddenly move from human intelligence to maggot intelligence. It is that far removed from the kind of things that I indulge in. I am working on. I do tarot. I started tarot reading tarot because it will help me understand how to write wholesome characters and narratives for my own original stories and novels. I'm not trying to pitch myself as an author or anything like that. Like, I'm just telling you, it's part of my creative project. It's helping my passion project. It's helping me to uh, tell, speak about a lot of things. It's activating. I'm a Gemini, so I'm a communicate sign, and I need to do it in every way. So I used to not like the way my voice sounds on video and audio on the phone and things like that. So but YouTube, I love the platform. I love the platform and the technologies. It's beyond brilliant. It's beyond brilliant. Like, I called YouTube God in the blackout of the 2021 social media blackout, because we had an actual blackout here, and there was no electricity. All the servers were down. Even the phone, like, normal phone calls were not going through, and everything, the entire system, entire communication systems were down for about like 12 hours in the dead of the night, right? And it's still YouTube were working perfectly. So like I just sent a message to my friend on WhatsApp, and I'm like, do you know YouTube is working? Is YouTube God? And then after the blackout ended, she saw my text message and she replied, looks like it. So it's like god level technology, all right? So that is why I'm here on YouTube doing tarot readings, and I'm channeling these entities. And obviously now it is just not just about me being able to, of course this is great study and great knowledge, and it is going to help me build better narratives, storylines, and characters, etc. That character development is going to help me with that. But apart from that, like, all of this stuff is uh, is uh, is to do with people that like I I'm friendly, so I talk to everyone, but like if they came out to me and they said that, hey, we do this, like, that sharp, cold, like, cut your bullshit out and get out of my life. Like, me putting a restraining order around them, like, even before I say fuck off, or like, or get out of my life, like, I will be in the police station and I'll be like, this person, I want a restraining order, a 5 million mile restraining order, like, send them to the other side of the world. Um, So I'm uninterested in all of this completely, but because I'm a channeler, and I've been told by my superiors, that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, I want to call them that, like my spirit guides and guardian angels and starseed um, babysitters that are sitting up there in these spaceships and looking at us, and like making sure that we're fine, like, sending like, these people who are babysitting us, star seeds up there in the skies. Thank you so much, but they're asking me to speak up about this because I can. um and now that I have become comfortable doing tarot readings on YouTube, and also a lot of other tarot readers are picking up on all of this. I'm telling you, like, I'm just reading what the cards are telling me, and it works. It works. Like, tarot's endlessly fascinating. Like, how much about this time loop cursing? Okay, so let's go low. Let's go. Let's low. Let's go back to that. Okay, so how the requirement to cast a time loop spell is a large group of people. I'm hearing about 20 to 25. It works best when it is double that, like 50. But apparently a group of 60 people attempted it in a prime location, in a prime location, multiple prime location, about 66 people attempted to, there was a group of 66 people in uh, uh, s- around the world, okay, in prime location. Let's say 66 uh, mm, mm, big cities around the world, and these people were there, and they were one group, right? And there were other smaller groups. No, maybe not. No, they were not attempting the time loop show, but there were 66 people around the world, like literally replicating the breaking open of the 66 seals that released Lucifer from the cage, right? Replicating that, but we are in replicating that, but we are in post-apocalypse right now, and this apocalypse was like a closure on karma, and we also released the archangel Lucifer back to heaven. Light workers, I had got that message as well, but I was not doing YouTube readings at that moment, so I hadn't put it out, or maybe I did, and but I have mentioned it in previously. So since the archangel has been or has been sent back to heaven, and he's there, so like opening this attempt at going back, like creating a time, that is the only thing that they could do, like attempt a time loop spell and send us back into those times. But that entire collection of timeline that was based on karmic activity, all of that has successfully been shut down, and it's been a while, right? It's been a very long time. It's been a while, meaning it's been like since the 1010 portal it started shutting down. It's like October 10, 2022. It started shutting down, and at the end of the year, like and it was a gradual process. Like we couldn't just shut down all the past timelines that were related to karmic activities. That would be like 99.9% of everything. So it had to be a slow and steady process to be able to discern between the timelines that were purely karmic and the timelines that were um, just uh, slightly inevitably or inherently karmic, because we are in the physical plane and we are in karma school here on earth, like all of that. So like extracting just the karmic information from those timelines, and then creating other time like a phantom world of karmic timelines after extraction, all of that entire process, all that process. But it's been done. Like at the end of this year, after this, especially the end of the shadow period of the first Mercury retrograde, it was done. It was completely done. Karmic timelines being sent through the supermassive black hole, the information completely rewritten, right? Went through the void and got rewritten. It no longer exists. So this time loop spell, the 66 people in prime locations casting this time loop spell on the world, just put them in a temporary limbo stage where they had successfully attempted this previously in a past lifetime, right? 6666, right? So that is why they got hired to do this. And there's definitely some investment that came from somewhere that paid these people to be in the prime locations to cast this time loop spell, right? um got shot down by the starseed babysitters up there sitting in satellites. why would they choose the day of love? 14th Feb. It's like poetic, like, okay, on 14th Feb, like we got them stuck in the time loop, like worldwide time loop, where they went back to really, really horrible, to a bad relationship, a bad breakup, a volatile, violent relationship that made them want to uh, die and kill themselves, like to some dark times, like, let's set a time loop back to a dark time where people had gone suicidal. Let's cast that kind of a time loop spell, and the starseed uh, um, defense mechanism was activated. But like in spiritual aspects of the thing, as soon as this time loop spell was cast by these people, spirit of the world, like, the earth angels prayers, the spirit of earth, mother earth, of our world, of our dimension, just sprang up into action and put these people in a state of limbo. And how caring and nurturing is this energy that they put a time loop spell of the time when these people felt success and happiness, and then they still went ahead, like, and they went ahead and they continued casting the spell. This information was sent. This deactivate button was, it's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock, was hit by the ones watching, the watchful guardians in the sky, watching over star seeds here on planet incarnated here on planet Earth. They deactivated it, and also cast, put out a surveillance system in order to resist, like to create a block to any other spell work that was being cast. And when the people the 606 people were casting the spell realized that there is some protective, like defense mechanism, uh, shield, like energy field that has suddenly come up, and they don't know how to break through that. They thought that the time loop anyways had worked. Also, they thought that their death spell would like break through the protective shield as well. They just thought that, suddenly, like, they had become defensive, like the people of the world had become defensive, because they realized that, they thought that the spell worked because they must have gone to the time where, my love distance to me, this breakup was like that, so they must have felt that that was that energy. But it wasn't their energy. It was a protections, a spell, a grid was like energy field was cast by the ones watching over the star seeds, and they did it worldwide for everyone, not just the star seeds, because they understood that it was the world that they had to protect, where their star seeds were incarnated, right? um and definitely, like, the death spell backfired and has gone to them, as and it not just backfired, but uh it the information of that spell, all of the words that were spoken that led to that spell, many past incidences, like, this past casting of spells, all of that information has been circulated all over the internet. And that is what the Divine Masculine Collective did, starseed or not. Oh my god, I see, like, Divine Masculine's heart, like, just spilling it all out, like, yeah, I'm putting this in place based on my emotional power. Like the divine masculine collective just went like, there you go. I'm broadcasting this information. It's coming towards my energy field, and even this love spell, like it came towards them. And all of these idiots casting love spells on divine feminines, like be out there, all the information, expose, number one, and hence the creative collective, divine souls, starseed or not, or normal people, babies on creative projects, like really old people who left instructions for people to like get things going on, like about some creative project stuff, like all of that, like it's been done for that, for the creative soul, for the creative genius, for the creative collective. And I'm so happy to be a part of that collective, to be chosen for a creative purpose. Look at that, the time loop spell, like that did it. And we gotta look at that community. It was definitely whoever's watching this, like Star Seed Guardian, watchful guardian of the star seed, and they went ahead and did it in Aquarius season. And we're in the age of Aquarius, which is the age of like of advanced technology, like and digital technology, advancement in technology, and advancement, comp- uh, going in a time loop of nostalgia of the good old times and good old days is definitely the energy of Aquarius is going to be like, what? That shall not pass. That shall not pass. All right, so that shall not pass. I will expose the truth, the judgment card that is Archangel Gabriel with his horn of truth. And all of these people, these targeted individuals, right? Divine family or not, who've been looking for answers on the internet and researchers committing themselves to conducting research, exposing every little detail of activity wherever they have been all throughout their lives. They've been trying to expose the unfair treatment of people in their community, in their life, all of the harassment that they've been going through because of all of this kind of activity, like occult or technological manipulation or whatever. They finally got the entire record, like all the personal conversations that led up to the spell work and all of that, like the identities of the 66 people and all the other forged identities that they have or fake identities that they have, and the people who've been casting the love spell, just the sheer amount of number of people casting love spells on divine feminine or not, like people into these occult practices, the sheer number, the data list, like is so wrong, and it's a worldwide problem. And suddenly all of these people who were looking for proof and information, it's just coming in to their phones, their emails, and all of that from everywhere. I see that people who have been investigating and researching into all of these things that are causing them so much trouble and blocking their lives, like blocking them from living their life. All of this spell work, look at that, like all of this immature junta here on planet earth, like indulging in spell work. They are praying to these are demonic cults, people who are casting spell like this. It's definitely this time loop casting, this is a proper demonic cult, right? It's a proper demonic cult. And there are there's also like a smaller group that is casting that spells on twin flames out of jealousy, because the twin flames will resist associating with them at any cost. They have blocked them out possibly, and in no like cutting off communications with them. And so like just out of uh hatred and bitterness and like vengeful, like casting of death spell, that information, that is that twin flame hate group that keep on casting death spells on twin flame. Like what the hell, like you also have a love story. Like why do you want to hate on twin flames? And it's not for twin flames, it's not even about the person. Like if you're thinking like if you kill one of the twin flame persons, like suddenly the other one is going to go for you. They are going to register that hatred that you have against another twin flame, whether it is their twin flame person or not. They are going to understand that you hate people on a journey of self discovery and self love that they are on. They are going to put up their guard as well, and they're going to repel you. They're going to disassociate, detach from you completely. They're continuously going to be praying to God that they are your ill intent and hatred of the twin of a fellow twin flame be exposed immediately. And it looks like that prayers have been heard. And even after being blocked, like possibly politely or humbly or subtly by the twin flame collective, you still attempted at spell work. Like that is twin flame hatred. Like it's like that is trending. And I didn't notice this. People would like just encourage me to tell them about twin flame, try to discuss twin flame. It's like a twin flame hate group because they are so jealous of the fact that twin flames are quite popular. And then in general they're popular, and they they are fine whether people like them or don't like them. And then uh, they are not getting the time of day from anyone. And they think that twin flames are so generous and kind, and now twin flames have also stopped giving them the time of day. And that's why they send this crossroad demon uh, to extract to give and and give them the beauty, like of beauty and grace of a twin flame temporarily. Like, and it looks like that. It's like somebody who's like really into putting a lot of heavy makeup and thinking that okay, now people will find them beautiful. I mean, wearing a lot of makeup is fine, like because if you like wearing makeup, then it's okay. But if you're doing that to like us only because then people will find you attractive, that's how a beauty spell works. That's the truth. The flame went out. That's how a beauty spell work. It's just like fake beauty. Like people know, like people, you might look good in photographs or something like that, but then that's the same thing with makeup, like professional makeup. If you see the actors and models with their makeup face to face, they are not definitely not going to look very attractive. It only looks attractive on in photographs. So a beauty spell is like that. You might just look good on photographs or at a distance, at a very very far distance, where that projection is there. Like people thinking you're good looking, and then when you come up to them because of your ill intentions towards twin flame, your hatred will show up, your bitterness will show up, your jealousy will show up. um, when you're up close, like you will look like a very hideous hag. I've seen that happen. And I know somebody who's cast a beauty spell, and she did look okay in photographs and things like that, but then when you went up close, or like she always looks like really ugly, like like uh, a young person who suddenly turned into a old hag. Like the evil queen. was a good looking woman, but then like she turns into an old hag to like offer Snow White poison apple. It's that kind of a thing. I know it's not funny. I'm sorry for laughing, but it is comical. This is like horror comedy. This is occult comedy. A beauty spell? Seriously? Spying. There's a community of spies. Their entire life depends on spying and stalking people. They don't care who it is. They don't care what it is, who it is. They're just like these cameras. They're just like these cameras. That's what they do. They install spy cameras and sit there watching communities, watching people in the community. Okay, and then they find they take pictures of these people. That's what I'm getting. They take pictures of these people and keep circulating them around, saying that, yeah, she likes me, she likes me, she's with me, he's with me, he likes me. I met them here. I met them here. I hung out with them there. That's what I'm getting, I don't know. And they get a lot of information on what they like and what they dislike and things like that. And they make these offers to people, especially twin flames who are going through a hard time, like, hey, do you want information on her? Like, and then they give them false information. They make their photographs, like make fake footage and give it to them, or they just make their footage look ugly. They like change the camera setting somehow, and make them look ugly in photographs and video footage. But like, if a divine counterpart is interested in getting information on their divine counterpart, no matter how much you for like try to make them look ugly, like, you can make footage of them with, like, probably like going around with other people and things like that, like falsify like evidence to corroborate that possibly they're hooking up with other people or a lot of people and things like that. um Fake footage is what I'm getting. Like, people get money out of making fake footage, right? So if one of the divine counterparts wants to get like information, if they hired someone to get some information on when to genuinely approach this, now this person wanted to like continue getting this work, right? These people who were spying, right, who had like access to surveillance system. And I'm seeing, like, this is not just cameras. They have an occult surveillance system as well. There's something that they're installing up in like trees and roofs and things like that. They're like these hex bags that they're installing everywhere, in places. They're like possibly red bags like that with something in it, like, that gives them information on the whereabouts of the divine collective, or people targeting individuals to these demons, these crossroad demons. And it's like connected to the technology as well. So you might get like phone calls from unknown callers, or spam calls, and just heightened activities whenever you cross these cameras and hex bags and places like that. And So because one of the divine counterparts is not getting information, especially the one who's in the masculine polarity, uh, when the divine feminine kind of goes in the hermit mode and she learns how to block any kind of uh, uh, information on her energy and what she's at, where her whereabouts and things like that. When she does that, like, the divine masculine, the counterpart who's in the divine masculine polarity would want to get a lot of information, especially in the initial stages. So they hire these people to get information on their whereabouts, and they gave them false footage. And if they made them look ugly, even in original footage, like, because they did something to the settings of the camera, and like gave ugly pictures. I'm telling you, the divine masculines are so in love with, when you're in the divine masculine polarity. I'm speaking as a divine counterpart. When you're in the divine masculine polarity, oh my god, like, you have no idea the deep, 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 profound love that you feel for your divine counterpart. And they could be like, in a pigsty with like crap all over them. They will, it's not attractive or good looking. They are the only thing that is worth looking at, like the divine feminine uh, counterpart is the only thing. No matter what they're doing, how hideous they're. When you're in the divine masculine polarity, like, the only thing worth looking is your divine feminine. And especially, like, in the beginning stages, like, um the divine feminine um will be the chaser, will be in the chaser energy. And then suddenly she will want to move into the masculine polarity. And for a while she achieves that, like, she learns to hide her energy. She loses her energy, and then she hides herself. She goes in hermit mode to gather her energies back. And during those times, like, her energy goes missing, and they don't see her energetically, intuitively, the divine masculine counterpart, right? Who's the runner, and they're running. That's why they're so used to, like, possibly stalking them all the time, and uh, possibly hiring somebody to stalk them and get them information, or getting a whole community to give them information. But, like, I don't even know what that was. Like, these people were surveilling. They were with hex bags. They were extracting the beauty of divine feminine, or like getting information on energetic information on the physical beauty of the divine feminine, and replicating it and selling it around as a beauty spell. Hey, for 10 years you will get the beauty of the divine feminine. It didn't even last for a, a 1/10 of a fraction of a second. But they still ended up making a deal with a crossroad demon. All right, so, or maybe the business was going on for 10 years, and they were just posing as a crossroad demon. This seems very stupid, whatever this was. But there's definitely a crossroad demon, gone rogue, going around selling beauty spells in exchange for souls. I imagine doing that, selling your soul out for a beauty spell and somebody else's beauty, not even enhancing your own beauty. It does. So I mean, how stupid is that? It doesn't even work. So somebody was peddling, like, extracting beauty from the divine collective and selling it around, saying that, hey, I will extract this beauty for you from them and give it to you, and then you can cast these spells, and then you can sit in front of them and make these spells and kind of forge this connection between you and the divine collective, so that you get like a lot of likes and votes and views on your content. As possibly, like, they were sending bots around on these people that they had sold these beauty spells to, and making them hit likes, and so it's basically that they bought likes and follows, and these people who had paid for a beauty spell going around thinking that, oh my god, like everybody finds me so beautiful, that's why they're stalking me and, like, following me and liking me. Like, it's ridiculous, it's hideous. A Judgment Time, Wheel of Fortune, it came out in reverse. Yeah, I'm holding the deck in reverse, but there's a reason, right? Reversal of fortune. All the money that people paid, or all the money that people spend on all of this, is look at that. Did you hear the train horn again? It's all getting in reverse. Like, they're all the money that they earned, or all the money that was exchanged, that entire monetary information is backfiring 10 ways to Sunday. 10 different ways to Sunday. It's the truth. You can't hear the truth. I just watched an episode titled You Can't Hear the Truth on Supernatural. It's like it circulates the horn of Gabriel is going on. So they think that it's the horn of Gabriel, but it isn't. It's just a spell, a truth telling spell that was cast, right? Oh, all right. So that's come out. Like, somebody cast a truth telling spell. Somebody got fed up and just like cast a truth telling spell, and it hit these people who've been spying, and then they finally told the truth. Who's paid them to stalk whom, and who genuinely wanted to just see where their beloved was at, and if she or he was okay, and how much twin flames love each other, like how much divine counterparts love each other. All the truth came out, and all the truth came out, and who had extracted divine counterparts beauty, who had extracted divine counterparts money, who was siphoning off money from destined for divine counterparts in small amounts, who had placed these hex bags. Every time I speak the truth, like the train horn goes, like yelling. Ten of Wands, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Damn, I was expecting the Ten of Swords. Like, that would have been amazing. Ace of Cups. Yeah, this attempt at casting a spell on true love. That is the the Twin Flame Collective. Like, they took this very high powered demonic entity under control to cast these small spells, these tiny spells. But a major spell that was being cast by making use of this high powered demon, that and the high the this very powerful demon did assist or be trapped. They would never be trapped to do the bidding of low vibing, useless human beings, and they don't require any more souls now that all of these souls have sold themselves to hell already. I'm going to get one one I'm going to do one clarification for the Ace of Cups, and then we get messages from the universe. The Fool card. A new attempt reversed, though. The Devil reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords. These people who cast a spell. They got support from the demons, and at all, whoever supported them was just to. The devil also supported them just to expose these people who have been torturing and tormenting. Like, I mean, you're like, whoever did this, like, even the devil, like, wanted you all exposed and done for, finally, like, be put behind bars. I hear the demon going like, yeah, twin flame this and twin flame that, like, it's all right, man, like, whatever, like, put these people, these pests, behind bars. Finally, exposed. We have the sun card here. That's the message from the universe. Exposed. These people are exposed. These people are completely exposed. Let's get another card. We have a couple of cards here. Look at that. I said this, the long list. The long list. All this, the spells that they cast in the skies. A very long list. Look at the people. Look at the list of people. Look at this person holding his head. Holding his head. And this was the divine masculine. The sun card is the divine masculine card, exposing, and the confirmation is here, the king of cups here, that fell with all these cards. And like, all of those objects, those dark objects, being found, dug out, excavated, extracted out, coming out, exposed, being exposed, these Hecate, these witches, these witch and warlock covens, the hidden face, the fourth. This is the three of swords, right? This three of swords. So instead of three, the one that was hiding was exposed. That probably these were three females, right? And there was a warlock, a man witch, helping them out, and he's been exposed. It's one of these people continuously casting love spells on divine feminine. On Seven of Swords, there was a child that discovered, an investigator discovered a child that spoke the truth, and Ace of Cups. Now, the twin flames, divine collective, soulmates, or just people, their ships are sailing, the sailing into calmer waters, rise of humanity, the rise of the digital era. This is like an etheric ship. The water is ethers, infinite oceans of the cosmos. This is where humanity is heading at, this new beginning. Like, all of these people casting spells and shit like that. Like, y'all are going to die. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, okay, this death spell is rebound and it's gonna hit them. But these people are dead. They're dead meat. All I'm gonna say is, like, if you did that, like, I mean, I know 100% this has been done. A death spell cast uh, out of jealousy and wrath. Whoever cast this death spell, it's on you now. It's really on you. It's really on you. 36 out of these 66 people. I don't even know why I said that. 36 out of these 66 people were contacted previously by people who were contacted by people who were rejected by possibly the divine masculine counterpart or the male divine counterpart. That's what I'm getting. Contacted to do a love spell, a death spell on the female counterpart because they wouldn't fall for any love spell and things like that. They understood it by that time. So there was another attempt at jealous, vengeful reject. Uh, uh, they're definitely like 36 people contacted. 36 out of the 66 were contacted by male divine counterpart rejects, and also many other people uh, had death spell done by masculine rejects. So some masculines like who rejected them probably like pretty brutally and publicly. So they cast a death spell on the female that they were a female that they were defending, and try to cast a spell on that. But then I told you the starseed babysitting system had all of that covered. 1221, as I said that. It's just that it's rebounded back on those people who intentionally cast that spell. All right, that's what I have for you. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like me to channel your specific situations. And yeah, let me tell you, there's going to be a worldwide expose on all of these activities, occult rituals, and things like that, because the sheer number of people, like these are all the messages. Look at that. Look at that. How thick that bundle is on this side. Like and this is just one of this. There's one person shown here, depicted here, right? And he has one, two, three, four books, and there are many other people, like possibly investigative journalists who are looking into all of these activities, who have just been bombarded with a long list of, like people sending them, hey, I got this, is this true, like you can put this in your expose, you can put this in your expose, and like they're just um they're just baffled at the sheer amount of this. I don't even know why. I don't even know. Like I've become uh, insensitive to this. Like earlier it baffled me as well, and I'm like, oh my god, like how can anybody do all these things? And now today I'm like, oh my god, like what the hell? Like, do something with it. Like it's like a request to like name and shame these people. I've been saying that since day one. Like just name and shame these people. It's our duty. It's our civic duty. It's our worldwide civic duty. It's our spiritual duty. It's our duty to ourselves and safety on this planet. No, no occult rituals. Yes, they fail. They always fail. They always backfire like this. There's always a consequence. Magic always leaves a trace and comes with a price, and the price tag is your soul, your life, your money, everything. The price tag. The consequences are always grave. They're always grave. They're always grave. Death spell or love spell, the consequences are always grave. All right. So like it's just stop it. Like let's. Is there people who are incapable, who are absolutely incapable of s- having any restraint and control, self control, or not getting into occult practices to manipulate other people's energy and free will, if they are insufferable morons, let us expose these insufferable morons and stop this nuisance once and for all for good. We have the world card here showing up twice, and the star card here showing up twice, and we have the 10 of cups here, this happily ever after. Divine masculines are feeling very powerful in their heart chakra, and the divine feminine has learned to tell people to F off, like, completely, whoever it might be, right? So please like, share, and subscribe. Um, Sorry, I'm not taking questions. You can like, share, and subscribe, and share the video if you want me to connect to your specific situation. Something or the other will come out. You can leave a comment asking for other people's opinions on this. You can ask them a question, and I will see you in the next reading. Thanks.